Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Nurlita from PBI 3. I will explain about sedans. So the first, sedan is Diana was still a horse before she did. So I think it's wrong grammatical because when two past events are clearly spread in time, the first should be expressed in past perfect tense, but this is not always the case and moves and words like before, after by the time is indicate the difference between the two events. So the correct sentence or the good sentence is Diana had been a live horse before she did. The second sentence is if you can walk, try running. So I think it's not acceptable because we must can walk first before we can running, right? So if we can walk, how we can running? And yeah, I think it's not acceptable. So the sentence is if you can running, try walk. The third sentence, homeless man under house arrest. So I think this sentence is not grammatical and is not acceptable. So the good sentence or the correct sentence is homeless man is under house arrest. Even though I fixed the grammatically, but the sentence still not make a sense or still not acceptable. Why? So so here is the homeless don't have homes, right? Whereas the type of punishment for house arrest started the specific horse, the perpetrator must carry out the punishment, namely not leaving home for the specific horse. So how could this make sense? Maybe it's not about the sentence, but it's about laws and the country. That sounds really funny. The fourth saddest man kills himself and runs away. Runs away. I think it's not acceptable, and the correct sentence or the good sentence is man run away and kills himself. The simple meaning suicide that he cannot run anywhere after he kills himself that not make sense. So the good sentence is a man run away and kills himself. The 16, the 5 sentence if your dog does full please put a little beans. So I think it's not interpretable because the interpretable or the good sentence is if your dog does a fool, please put that in a little bin. So the good sentence is if your dog does a poo, please put that in a little bin. The sixth sentence, yes, sentence, Saint John's cops kill man with knife. The sentence, I think it's not grammatically, and by making it passive and ending a two-letter profession, there would not be any ambiguity. So the good sentence become like this: a man with knife killed by Saint John's cops. Okay, the last. I think we must choose the correct sentence or the good sentence between let's eat grandpa and without comma and let's eat grandpa with comma. So the correct one is let's eat grandpa with comma. So the comma here is a critical. The comma tells the reader that grandpa isn't the object of the verb at, and the function of the comma here is to show that the sentence left at is directed to an audience grandpa.